You're listening to Otto's Powerhouse.
Hey everybody, welcome to today's podcast. This is Pato welcoming you and wishing you a very happy and prosperous and blessed 2019. As I'm speaking here doing this podcast kind of out in the open, I'm taking shelter from the cold because it's cold for a Phoenix day. I'm listening to all those sirens, and you know what? For some people, 2019 probably didn't start off so well. I know because on my way to work, I had my commute was delayed because of a accident, which kind of sucked. I mean, because people, I understand it's a New Year's Eve party and all this stuff, but gosh, so many accidents happen. So many people don't make it to see the new year in the process of celebrating it, which totally blows. Anyway, you listening right now, I am so glad you are here. Thank you for tuning in. I want to wish you, like I said, a very happy, blessed, prosperous 2019. And with that being said, 2018 is gone, and all the negativity that it brought, like I said, you have a new chance now. It's a new year. And I'm not just saying that. I'm serious. A lot of the time, our situations will always... how good our year or how good our situation or how bad it is, it's always going to depend on our point of view. And if we can, try to find a positive spin on everything, even when shit's hitting the fan and it's a negative situation, you're looking at it and you're like, oh, what good is there in this? You might be going through some really hardcore shit. 2017, September, lost my dad. He got ran over by a car, He was crossing a street that he used to cross all the freaking time. And I'm going to tell you, he used to cross it, not where he was supposed to, and we used to tell him too. But my dad was 87 years old, and he was bent on doing his thing. And when it's all said and done, my old man lived his way, and he wouldn't have had it any other way. It sucks the way that he went, though. And what I'm saying is that put me in a very dark, very horrible place, and I want to thank the people in my life for putting up with me and for helping me find ways to spin a negative into a positive, my dad, let's face it, I'll never hear his voice again. I'll never see him again. I cannot get him back. But I can tell you one thing. I am more aware of my mortality. I'm more aware of spending time with my loved ones. I'm more concerned with being, here in the present, in the moment, living and enjoying each minute, because tomorrow's not promised to anyone. And that's exactly what, I try to tell you at the end of every show. Sometimes it may sound routine that, oh, that's just the way Pato ends his show. Live each day like it's your last one, because it very well could be. But reality is, hey, tomorrow's not promised to anyone. Next hour is not promised to anyone. So whatever it is you're doing, make it a point to put a positive spin and enjoy your life. Now, 2018 is gone, and if it was a crummy year for you, let's look for ways to make 2018 a very awesome year for you. All I'm saying is, a lot of the times, we're carrying baggage that, and a lot of the times the hardest thing is coming to the acceptance that a lot of our situations, we look back and we say, all the situations are like really fucked up, and because of me, and taking accountability, personal accountability, being responsible, saying, my life's fucked up, but you know what? I did it. It was me. Instead of blaming others. Sometimes, okay, don't get me wrong. There is situations where other people help you. They throw mud at you, or they fuck up your life. Because some people are vindictful, or they're just pieces of shit that in order to make themselves feel good, they throw shit at others, because that's the only way they know how to be. And sucks to be you if you're that kind of person. But what I'm saying is, if you're, a responsible, normal human being, you have your ups and downs, you have your good days, your bad days, and for the most part, I mean, most people are good, I mean, we try to be good. I mean, that's the thing. And I'm not going to go on any religious thing either. This is not about, oh, be good. So all I'm talking about, be good so you can make it to a certain place. No, all I'm saying is usually if you are generally a good person and you do things with the right attitude, usually life rewards you that way. You get, basically, we get back what we invest, right? We reap what we sow, if that's what we say. If that's where we're getting at. Gosh, sorry. I'm kind of working and I'm looking at a vehicle that it's like trying to decide whether it's coming in, is it not coming in. In fact, this should be a Tales of the Guard Shack episode because here's the secret. I'm broadcasting from one of those things. Or podcasting. But reality is I'm at work and I figured, it's a slow day. It's New Year's, nobody here but us people that have to work. So I'm taking the time to be here and talk to you because I missed you. All of you. All 3 of you. I hope that someday it's all 3 million of you. All right. Anyway, as I was saying, usually what we put in is what we get out. And how will bullshit happen in our lives? Will bad things happen? Yes. But how we decide to react to those things, I mean, will determine a lot of the times how good or bad our year is, how good or bad our situation is. My situation with my dad, I mean, it is a very crappy way, the way he went. But I can tell you one thing, that I had a very good relationship with him, especially the last 10 years. We spoke on the phone every morning, and I miss that. In fact, I can't emphasize how much I miss that. But when I think of my father, I have this fond memories of him. And one thing that I said, he would have never won Father of the Year award. My dad just wasn't that type of person, But he was my dad. And the few things that I did learn, like every time that I'm like, let's say changing a tire or doing something that is mechanically inclined, I have a tendency to remember that he used to drag me out of wherever I was. Like, let's say I was watching TV and I wanted to watch Thundercats or whatever show was on when I used to come home from school. But he would have me out there handing him tools, washing the tools, because they would get all greasy, and he'd have me wash them and dry them and hand them so that he could work on them so they wouldn't slip off his hands. Of course, to me, he was just being a jackass for pulling me out of my TV time. But today, when I'm sitting there, let's say, like I said, changing a tire or replacing the brake pads in my car, or I'm doing something like that, I stop and think, and I'm like, Dad, thank you for dragging me out of the fucking television and letting me, help you, and in a way, thank you for teaching me. Times were different back in the 80s, and I was a very big kid to begin with. I only grew up to be 6 feet tall, but when I was 6'7", everybody thought I was going to be this huge monster, because I think by the time I was 12, I was already 6 feet tall. But I stayed here. But anyway, what I was going to say is by the time I was 7, I could reach the pedals. So I learned how to drive a vehicle by age 7, and driving was my life. I loved driving. That is, until it became a chore, until it became something that I had to do, But anyway, as I was saying, all those things, I was talking about my dad, and it's funny how we get sidetracked, but I was telling you how we react to things. Now, I could have reacted a lot worse, but I want to say thank you right now to my family, my wife, my kids, my mom, my sister, and, the other family that may not be, like your brothers from another mothers, like K-Dog, who crazy idea of becoming podcasters, pulled me out of a dark hole where I was. And like I said, it's crazy. Here we are, a year later. And I can say that even though things ended 2017 ended on a very negative note for me. Like I said, lost my uncle, one of the cool uncles. I still have the super cool one right now, the one that basically was my dad whenever my dad was too busy doing his thing and not being my dad. So I still have him, and I need to go see him. But I lost one of my cool uncles, then my dad. Then, like I said, it was just a horrible downward spiral. It felt like, gosh, hurry up, 2017, and I'm sick of you already. 2018, was an adjustment year. And thanks to everyone that helped me look for positive things to hang on to and look forward to, I was able to pull through. And what I'm saying, if I'm saying anything, is that maybe 2018 was one of them shitty years for you. One of those years where you just like so glad it's over. But let me tell you that surround yourself with the people that love you, people that care for you, the ones that are really there for you. Probably the ones that are nagging you all the time to be your very best those are the people that, the ones you don't want to hear when you do something stupid and it, blows up in your face, and you don't want to see them because you're afraid of the I told you so. Surround yourself with those people because they care about you, and let them help you through. Let them help you, it's not easy, but a lot of the times we can make it and we can continue. Life goes on. We can continue. And it makes it a hell of a lot easier when we got people to support us. So to all my family, my friends, you know what? I love you all. Thank you for being there. Even in small ways, one of our biggest encouragers, it's a coworker. She's always listening and she's always giving us ideas. And Kay, you're awesome. Thank you. I hope 2019 brings you everything that you're wishing for, hoping for, because you deserve it. And same goes to everyone that's listening. All I want to say right now is today, once I get off work, I'm going to go spend more time with the family because it's not just New Year's Day, it's Mrs. Pato's birthday. So, Pato's going for a night out somewhere. And of course, I'll be very tired the next day at work, but it's worth it. I'm gonna go spend time with the family. And I suggest to all of you, hey, first day of the year, go visit your family, patch up relationships that went sour, or cut or end relationships that need to be ended. It's crazy. You know your situation, and you know who your real friends are. Because usually those are the ones that tell you the truth even when you don't want to hear it. All right. Now that I said that, okay, very happy, blessed, and prosperous 2019. Live each day like it's your last one, because it very well could be. Take the time to be with your loved ones, show them you love them, tell them you love them, be there with them, spend time with them, because that's the neat junk that makes life worth living. That's what makes it all happen. Till next time, this has been Pato. You know what? Never mind. I was gonna tell you. I was gonna do the old Chevy Chase thing, but this is Pato the Ghost Rider, and you're not. But you'd have to watch an old episode of SNL and watch Chevy Chase and his whatever monologue or whatever he was doing and say, "This is Chevy Chase. I'm Chevy Chase, and you're not." And by explaining all this, I just ruined